The Commentary Booth is a show for media lovers by media lovers just like you. If you want to support the show, go to jamiapsmedia.com. Welcome to the Commentary Booth, the ultimate weekly entertainment recap and review show. My name is Jamie Apps, and each week I'll be joined by a rotating cast of co-hosts to run you through the entertainment media we've consumed during the week. Along the way, we'll provide you with insightful commentary and reviews. This week, I'm joined by a freelance social commentator who lists their favourite movie as American Psycho and favourite TV show as Peaky Blinders. Welcome back to the show, Blake Robinson.
Good morning.
The afternoon now, buddy.
Hey. My days are backwards, so...
Fair enough. How's the new house going? All settled in?
Bro, I'm all settled in. It's all happening. It's very good. Life 2.0.
Got the internet back on now, so...
Oh, man. That
actually feels like you're living again.
Dude, that was shambles. But yeah, I finally got the modem set up and I feel human. Life before internet. I don't know. I don't know how people do it.
Like, you don't realise how much you use it until you don't have it, and then you're like, oh, God.
Yeah, just like I was like hotspotting like on my TV, like for Netflix and that off my phone, but it works, but I was using so much data. Well, yeah. It's just effort. But yeah, just having everything just connected to Wi-Fi all the time, it just makes life easy.
It's the same with electricity. I don't realise how much I use the electricity for just everyday simple things until it cuts out.
Bro, even like having a hot shower, you need like electricity.
Or like just a cup of coffee. Like ours went out a few weeks ago and I was like, I'll just have a coffee and I'll...
No, you won't.
do some work. And I was like, actually, no, I won't. I'm just going to sit here in silence because there's nothing to do.
Yeah, we complain about that things, but it is a necessity. Speaking of necessities, bread, bro. I just went to have some toast. Bread's mouldy. That's a necessity.
Oh.
I'd rather like
the joys of living alone. You realise that stuff just goes bad.
I didn't even have it for that long. I need to sort something out. It's just not on. You get so G'd up too. Like you get everything ready. You go to have some toast, and boom, bread's mouldy. Put everything back.
It's the worst too when it's like it's on the bottom, like back corner, and you don't see it. There's bread in the cupboard. I'm sweet as, and then you grab it out. You're like, ah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's there. No, it's not. It's there, but it's not there. Lights on, but no one's home in the bread department.
What else have you been up to the last few weeks?
Heaps of sport. I'll give you the hot tip.
Yeah, you were at the races on the weekend or something? Or last weekend?
Oh, yeah. I've been going to the races as well, so I'm back at the track, which is fun. Went to the race on Saturday, going again next weekend.
How does that work in the current situation?
You wouldn't even think there's a current situation. No, it was pretty packed on the weekend, but it's like members only. But there was still like 10,000 people there. I think the new easing of like the outdoor restrictions helped, which is just like being eased again this weekend, I think. So it's like all systems go in NSW.
Yeah, I guess it is an outdoor event, so they're probably a lot more.
Everyone's still got to be seated, but like tables for everyone.
That's probably better for the races.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, you're not shoulder to shoulder. It's good to have a little table. What else? I went to a fair few NRL games this year. I reckon I went to more games this year than I have in previous years. I could normally hit to half a dozen or so, which is good. Once again, it's like it's all professionally like done. Like I hope they keep up with this like in the years to come. Like it just runs so smoothly and it's like a good setup for everything I've been to.
That's what I was saying to Buddy last week. Like, there's definitely innovations that have come about because of COVID that I think definitely need to stay around.
Oh, there's stuff that's going to stick around for sure. Yeah, for sure there will be.
Like the scanning in when you go somewhere, or restaurants that have the ordering on the table. Like there's a scanner, you just scan, you choose what you want, and they bring it to you.
Yeah, I think the best one was too, like restaurants and bars when they were shut, they were doing takeaways, like slinging all their floor stock off, like for takeaways. That was good. And you get like takeaway cocktails from like some places where like normal laws you wouldn't be able to do that. I was loving that.
And yeah, just a ridiculous amount of content. I loved movies and stuff that were just like.
We spoke about it like straight to stream. That was good. Didn't have to go to the cinema.
And yet with like Halloween coming up, been on a massive horror binge. Have you been checking anything out? It's a shame that the Halloween movie got delayed.
So keen for that. I don't know why. Like the whole other year. I don't know the reasoning behind that. Like, it's obviously finished like filming. But a year, that's a stretch. Well, they obviously have to release it on Halloween. I understand that, but would have been good just to have it now.
They were obviously concerned that if they just went straight to streaming or on demand, it wasn't going to make the money back, so they've just kicked it a year.
Are people more inclined to watch like horror at home or at the cinema, you think?
Would think at home.
Yeah, the comfort of your own home, hey.
You can just snuggle up in bed or on the lounge and chuck a horror movie on, sweet as.
Put a pillow in front of your face whenever you need it. You can't really act like that at the cinema, can you? Just take your own pillow to the cinema for face covering.
That Halloween movie is a good one for the movies, though. Like the last one we went and saw was incredible.
Yeah, top notch. Yeah, I'm actually really keen for it. This next one. Yeah, I was skeptical of what it was going to be like that remake, but yeah, they nailed it. They've done it 100 times trying to redo it, but yeah, they nailed it. Yeah, I watched Spiral this morning.
Oh, yep.
I don't know, man. I haven't had time to process it yet, but I felt like I definitely could have went for an hour and a half an hour, eh?
Oh, it definitely could have been like a bit longer and deeper.
Definitely a good storyline. I was like, yeah, real into that, the cult sort of thing. But I wish they touched more on like the whole cult, like the reason behind it. Yeah,
it felt very surface level. Like they could have gone way deeper onto that side of it. But this is a cool movie that really felt like
pretty random.
The gay version of Get Out.
Yeah, instead of like black hate crime was my gay hate crime.
Yeah,
in the like country town. But yeah, it was pretty cool how like every 10 years they. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely they brushed over everything. I felt there could have been more detail. Well, I would have been happily watched that for 2.5 hours, like another hour.
Like if they wanted to then follow up and do the one that is teased at the end, I would definitely dive into that because then they've set up that lore in this movie. They can go a bit deeper in the second one if they wanted to.
Is there a second one?
I don't know if there is one, but it definitely teases that at the end there.
Yeah, I can't see why they wouldn't.
It's pretty obvious that they want to make a series out of it.
Yeah, well, maybe they will, considering how it was an hour and a half. But like I said, maybe that's what the reason behind they brushed over some stuff.
I imagine because I think it's like an independent film too, so it was probably hard to push it a bit longer than an hour and a half. With budgets and whatnot.
There's some other pretty cool other movies on there too I wouldn't mind checking out. Now they've got that the free 7-day trial.
We both watched that on a 2019 movie that's now available on this new streaming service called Shudder. Basically the horror version of Netflix.
For sure.
All horror movies and TV shows.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a little look around on there. Did you see anything else? Did you have a look? Is there anything else that rings a bell?
There's a documentary series on there that actually looked really cool. It's like it dives into the horror movies that are sort of got cursed, like they're sort of cursed.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's like The Crow and stuff where people died on set.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think that'll be cool to dive in and have a look.
Yeah.
Got 7 days to use it. Might as well give it a look and see.
Yeah, I might have whizzed around for sure. Yeah, I wish I had more time.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's only a 7-day trial rather than like 2 weeks or a month or something.
They're probably onto us. People exactly like us doing what we're doing. Bro, it could be even worth keeping. You never know.
Yeah, I think it only worked out to $60 a year or something.
Yeah, it's like $6 a month. But how many subscription services can you have?
That is another big issue. Like, even I've noticed I've got that many at the moment. It's ridiculous.
They're all at something like $6 a month. We say it's all right, but yeah, it adds up.
Yeah, like it ends up getting to the point where you might as well just have Foxtel.
I'm telling you, like Netflix has got heaps on it at the moment. Memphis is real good. Like, they go through in and out, like, of phases of, they take heaps of good stuff off, then they just don't have much for a while. I think at the moment there's heaps of content on there. It's good.
So yeah, just touching back on Spiral. So it's this 2019 movie that follows this gay couple move to a small country town, and then they sort of quickly become suspicious of their neighbours and suspect that there might be some homophobia going on throughout the town.
Bit of Trump territory sort of esque country town, Central West sort of vibe. So it looks like they've gone to that country town to escape all the hate in the city.
Yeah, they're just trying to get out of the hustle and bustle and whatever issues they're having in the city, and then they just end up diving into something in
a cult
way,
town.
way worse.
So yeah, this cult sort of targets gay couples, and they do like this ritual where they befriend them and get into their lives, and they sort of end up drugging one of them, don't they? Then turning him on the other one.
Yep. Yeah, and it's like, I don't think it was like, yes, this couple and the couple 10 years prior was all about the two couples being gay, but from the looks of it, it's literally just like families or something that are different. So obviously the one that it teases is Muslim family.
Yep.
And it seems to just be all about the fear of minorities and people being different. And it just uses those actual deep-seated fears that people have in society and then just exaggerates it and ramps it up as a horror movie trope.
Yeah. In that the home video, those videotapes he was rewatching, it was like dated 1985, and wasn't it the same son, the exact same one?
Yeah,
like, they don't age, these people.
Yeah, so there's obviously something supernatural.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I've been around for a very long time, because he's seen him in that. God, because he shot him, right? Then he ends up going to prison. So
yeah, he shoots him in the heart, and then he's totally fine the next day or whatever.
Yeah, I was sort of hoping it dragged on a bit, where this guy like sort of tried to explain himself to the cops. Then like the cops are all in on it, like they're a part of it, like which they would be at every movie like that. Like the country town police are in on the whole cult thing.
Yep.
But yeah, there's definitely more that need touched on. But it was very interesting. I hope there's more to it.
Yeah. So
yeah, big Get Out vibes though, eh?
Yeah, super. Like, it's definitely the Get Out gay version, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of racism, it's homophobia and other fears. But I was pretty happy to find it, because it was a random YouTube trailer that popped up and was like, here's this movie, do you want to check it out?
They're hit and miss, eh?
It was the one time I've ever actually sat there and watched a whole random YouTube ad, because it was actually really intriguing. And then like, I'll go check out this Shudder. It's 7-day free trial. What have I got to lose?
You don't want to say that too loud. The ads are working. Yeah, I'm the same. I swear I've seen a product once and I'm like, hang on a minute, that's actually sick. But you like lose concentration. You just end up finding yourself the skip ad button's been there for like 30 seconds and you still haven't skipped it. Like, yeah, what the hell am I doing?
Yep.
Why am I watching this?
Yeah, usually as soon as the ads pop up on YouTube, I'm like, skip.
You're waiting for
pay attention to what it is.
You're waiting for the button to come up.
But yeah, this one, that 5 seconds or whatever it is that you have to wait, hooked me, and then I watched the whole trailer. I was like, yep.
There's another movie like that. It could have even been Midsummer at the time. I think.
Yeah, the ads for that were pretty crazy.
Yeah, I thought like that. Even though I was like, big fan of Hereditary, which is the Ari Aster debut, you could call it. Which is probably has to be my favourite horror. I still haven't watched it. I've only watched it once because I haven't prepared myself to watch it another time. It's so hectic.
Yeah, so that's definitely got to get yourself in the right mind.
Oh, it was so good. But like Tony Collette made it chilling. But that was the first time I've watched like a movie and I got like actual chills in my body, like in my spine. Like it chilled my spine. I was like, oh my god, some of the scenes in it. I was like, it made me so uncomfortable, but I couldn't turn it off.
Yeah. I got to see that movie early for work, and
did you watch it at cinema?
Sitting in the cinema with like 6 people.
No.
It's just like the mini small theaters for the screenings, and it was just like, nah, this isn't good.
What was
not enjoying this at
what
all.
was the what was the reception like in a crowd environment?
There was a lot of just silent terrify or just scared out of our minds, and then usually like after those movies people walk out and that's full of chatter and everyone was just like,
oh, just processing it. I remember watching the trailer and I for like a week or two I was like seeing stuff from the trailer like in the dark, like when I was like walking out to my car or like around the house in the dark. I was like seeing things from the trailer. Like the trailer haunted me.
Yeah, it's an awesome trailer.
Oh, I even go back every now and then and watch the trailer. Just to get my little fix. But yeah, I need to watch it. Maybe in the true spirit of Halloween, I'll watch it again this year. It was very good though. But that's what I got from Midsummer. I thought it was going to be another. Midsummer wasn't really that terrifying. Like, maybe some people get scared from it, but it was very interesting, very like visually pleasing movie. Midsummer, but there was towards the end got a bit freaky, I guess.
Yeah, Midsummer was more just tense. That's how I felt watching that the whole time.
Yeah, very tense. Yeah, it's like so was Hereditary. Hereditary was tense, but Hereditary was just terrifying movie.
Yeah, whereas Midsummer, because it's like it's got that weird contrast where you feel uncomfortable the whole time, but it's this really brightly coloured, happy palette, and you're like, oh, this just don't feel right.
Almost like a niche Woodstock for modern day hippies, but it's like a cult. And they just do acid the whole time,
and the whole time, you just sit there just feeling uneasy because it doesn't match the tone of the movie.
Yeah, because you know it's a horror. And you're like, and you've G'd yourself up for a scary movie. And you're like, hang on, what's going to happen here? There's something big's just got to give.
Which there is a moment where something big does happen, and that's pretty shocking. But
oh yeah, yeah. Then towards the end, that final scene when they burn that house, that's pretty hectic. It all makes sense in the end, but it's good. But Toni Collette in Hereditary was just outstanding.
What a performance!
Haunting performance.
Did she win awards for that? I'm sure she did.
She has to, mate. I don't know. Well, that's what I was just. Was that? Oh no! So I was going to say, was that straight to DVD or streaming? It wasn't. You said you went to the cinemas. I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, no, Hereditary hit the cinemas.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't remember seeing it.
I don't think it did that well at in the cinemas. I think it's more of one of those movies that has built later.
Yeah, because people probably would watch the trailer and they're like, nope, not going to the movies to watch that.
It did well commercially. Made $80 million off a $10 million budget.
It's so good for a debut.
Yeah.
Has he done what? So he did. Ari Aster did Midsummer after that. Has he done anything else since?
I'm not sure. I'm just trying to see if Toni Collette won anything.
Yeah, should have.
She won. She was nominated for Best Actress
in what Oscars?
In the Actor International Awards. She won Best Actress at the Chicago Film Critics Awards.
Oh, it debuted at a film festival. Hey, I think.
Yep. Won Best Actress at Detroit. She won Best Actress at quite a few places.
Except the ones people care about.
Runner-up at the Los Angeles Film Critics Association. It doesn't look like it even got nominated at the Oscars.
Well, the people that matter, us, like it, and that's all that matters. Yeah,
just Ari Aster's page. See what he's done. Yeah, just only Hereditary and Midsummer.
Is there anything? Does it say much? He's working on anything?
In June 2020, Aster stated that his next film will be a 4-hour nightmare comedy.
What?
Okay.
Nightmare comedy.
4 hours?
Right, that's what wasn't. I swear, Get Out. Even Us, you call them nightmare comedies, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Like heaps of stuff in Get Out was hilarious, I thought. But mate, most horrors are hilarious in some sense.
Yeah, they're usually hilarious just because of how ridiculous they are. But Get Out actually had legitimately funny lines and moments.
Yeah, I want to watch. I've watched that a couple of times. I definitely want to go back and watch another time. I love that movie.
And in terms of other horror stuff, have you checked out The Haunting of Bly Manor yet?
Finished him. Loved it, eh?
Did you?
Whoa!
Compared to The Haunting of Hill House?
I was just about to mention the Haunting of Hill House. I put Bly Manor on. I was like, hang on a minute, has this got anything to do with the Haunting of Hill House? And I did some googling. I was like, I paused it. I was like, hang on, should I be watching this? But no, it doesn't have anything to do with the Haunting of Hill House. Thank God. So press.
Yeah, no, it's literally just the same production team, and
it's a follow up. It's got nothing.
Quite a few of the cast members come back.
Oh, is it? Yeah. After watching Bly Manor, I'm definitely going to go watch Haunting of Hill House. I always wanted to watch the Haunting of Hill House. I just never.
Oh, bro!
Yeah, after watching Bly Manor. What do you?
If you loved The Haunting of Bly Manor, you are in for a treat, because I don't think Bly Manor lived up to Hill House at all.
It wasn't that scary, eh? I don't think.
No, it's nowhere near as scary as The Haunting of Hill House.
I remember watching the first 2 episodes of Bly Manor, and I was like, I might call it a night because this is getting a bit late, and I was like, I don't want to watch too much more on my own. But I picked it back up, and
it is super slow moving at the start of Bly Manor.
Yeah. Then it sort of went 0 to 100 for like about 3 episodes there towards the end.
Yeah.
I really liked the episode where it was like basically all back in like the 17th century, 16th century.
Yep, the one that like actually explains what the hell's going on.
Yeah, because the whole time you're like, what is happening? Like, who are these people? Because the whole time I thought, I spent about 4 episodes thinking that lead character was Hilary Duff. So that distracted me for a long time. Was it Danielle that I googled it and I was like, this has to be Hilary Duff. Like, it was just distracting me.
She does look very similar.
I was like, what is going on here? My original, I was like, who was this Miles kid? Like, he was creepy as a. Then I started to think, was he a ghost himself?
Yep.
But he was in the end, eh?
At the very end, he dies.
Yeah, because when he pushed the black lady into the well, I was like, oh yeah, this kid is, because he was possessed by Pete, the driver, eh?
Yes.
So that really started to confuse me, how that when they touched the shoulder, then they ended up being inside him.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, after that old vintage throwback episode where everything starts to fall, whole thing, mate, that was like. So 7 or 8. So it took me a while, a lot of head scratching watching it.
Yeah, so this is obviously, it's the follow up to The Haunting of Hill House, but it's like a totally separate story. That's an anthology series, so each season is going to be different, and it just follows Danny, but who is an au pair who's tasked with caring for the 2 kids at Bly Manor. But then there's obviously ghosts and really strange things happening, and
possessed from the original family that lived there a couple hundred years ago, all because of that Viola got plague or some sort of plague, eh?
Yeah, black lung or something, I think. But yeah, just like it moves super slow for about 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah, you spend the whole time wondering what's going on. Like if you're bouncing it off someone, like watching it with someone, like neither of you would know what's going on. Be able to explain it, but it's still you're still like captivated by it, like getting into it, hey, because you're just focusing so hard on what's trying to happen.
The first 2 episodes I really struggled with, because like I was tired to begin with, and then because it is so slow moving, I found myself falling asleep, so I had to sort of watch those episodes probably 1.5 times each.
Yeah.
And Lauren was the same. We were both sitting there being like, this is really confusing. Like, what is going on here? And like I said, it's certainly nowhere near as scary as The Haunting of Hill House, because this one's it's more of a, like as it says at the very end, it's more of a love story rather than a proper horror ghost story.
That's what I was going to mention. There's a lot of interesting little love stories within it, like a few separate ones. Obviously, the original homeschool teacher that came and got into the relationship with that driver. Then there's like the cook and the caretaker. Then you got, the lead, Danielle, and her ex-husband that comes and haunts her. But then she ends up with the gardener, which that was really enjoyable. That sort of a breath of fresh air for the story.
Yeah, I did not expect to see a lesbian storyline in this show, but it didn't feel weird that it just suddenly in there. It didn't feel forced or anything.
There was like all kinds of love in different shapes and sizes in that. Yeah, I thought that was a good little touch, like all them different stories within the story.
So I think if you are going to go back and watch The Haunting of Hill House, you're going to love that.
Yeah, man.
That series way more. And there's one particular episode in that season that is filmed. Have you watched the movie 1917?
The war one.
Yep.
I fully haven't. I don't know why. Don't judge.
That's right. Well, there's an episode in The Haunting of Hill House that's filmed in a similar manner where it's meant to feel just like one continuous shot for the whole episode.
So that's why I didn't watch, not because I wanted to go to the movies.
Incredible.
But I missed out. Is it? Yeah, right. Is it the same sort of thing, like a house like that, obviously? Yeah,
so there's a house that has a haunting, but yeah, it's way more scary. It's more like psychological as well. It's way easier to follow.
Yeah, right. That's what we want. I think one thing that distracted me a lot too and confused me about Bly Manor was what era it's set in. They don't really mention a year. Like, is it modern day or is it like 20 years ago? It was like 30 years ago? I don't know. It throws you out because there's like this really old house they're in. Then like the young girl, Flora, like the way she talks, you think it's like in the 1930s or the 1800s. Then they're like wearing modern day clothes, but some of the cars like look a bit like vintage. It was really off-putting.
I think at the end when Danielle and the gardener move to America, I think that's like the 90s.
Yeah, that was what that meant, because they were together for 5 years. They said at that point.
Yeah, and I think that's
another
like
thing that didn't
95 or something. So it must be just that like the 80s or something.
Flora, the girl, isn't she meant to be 6? Then they remember the cook when they're at his restaurant in Paris. He mentions she's 17, and that would like make her 12 if the couple had been together for 5 years. I don't know. It's like 6 years missing.
Yeah, it's a weird one. In my research, though, I found a pretty fun fact about the show.
Yeah, hit me.
The actor that plays Flora is also the voice of Peppa Pig.
You're kidding. That's huge. So that's going to make it a little less scary if you knew that.
What a career turn for that actress, though.
Perfectly splendid, eh?
Peppa Pig to crazy horror Netflix show. Like, what? Yeah, so for me, the season was not perfectly splendid.
Didn't rate it, so...
Hill House I would recommend way more.
Yeah, look, if we're going to recommend someone to probably say, don't worry.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the hype didn't do it any favours. Coming off the back of Hill House, it was always going to be hard to live up to. Yeah, I think they need to lean back into the let's make this properly scary again.
Yeah, I was keen to watch like an explainer video on it, but I think in the end I ended up understanding what's going on. It all made sense.
They got lucky that they even got this season out when they did, actually. Apparently they wrapped up production less than a month before all the COVID lockdowns started to roll out.
Yeah, right.
So they could have been stuck there with no ending and just had to wait to finish it off, but they just squeezed it in.
Good to see Batman is back. I'm so keen for that. Emo Batman.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
Right,
I love that trailer.
The Zoe Kravitz is Batwoman. I just love the whole vibe they're going. Just relatable to people our age, I think. Looks sick.
Definitely dark and brooding, which is what Batman should be.
But yeah, I was skeptical of Patto, but I think he's going to go all right. I've been getting into him lately. I've been watching a few Robert Pattinson movies. Good.
He's a good actor. It's just he's
such a good actor. I've appreciated that lately.
He's just tarnished because of where he sort of first
Twilight days.
Yeah,
like, he was.
I think if he'd started with a better received movie, he'd have a way bigger reputation than he has.
So what have I watched lately? The Devil all the time. He was so good in that.
Yep. And Tenet.
Yeah, Tenet, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, incredible. Then I went back and watched Good Time. Love Good Time.
Yeah, he's an awesome actor. It's just Twilight has tarnished him.
Yeah, I was reading too about his role in The Devil all the time. Like, he played that southern pastor or preacher, and apparently that was his own accent. He didn't have like a language coach or anything. Like, that was his own dialect that he'd come up with. So yeah, that's just more respect. He's good. Yeah, I keep forgetting about Tenet. Keep forgetting Tenet exists. That was heaps good.
Yeah, it's weirdly just fallen away, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's still in movies. We wonder once it's just hang around for ages.
I assume it is, because I don't think there's been much come out that would really be worth pushing it out of a cinema for.
So James Bond got pushed back again.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Just get it out.
So many have just been bumped and bumped and bumped. It's going to be very strange next year when there's just a big movie every week.
Yeah, well, that's good, I guess. Can't complain about that.
Expensive, though.
Yeah, nah, just hit me with some streamers, please. It's easier. What else? Any other scary stuff?
So did I watch it yesterday? I think I watched it yesterday. I watched The Lie on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it,
It stars Peter Sarsgaard, and it's part of Amazon's. They've got this initiative at the moment called Welcome to the Blumhouse.
Ah, right.
As part of that event, they're rolling out 4 new Blumhouse productions throughout the month to tie in with Halloween.
Except the one we want, which is Halloween.
Yes.
The franchise production.
Yeah, this movie focuses on 2 parents who they're trying to conceal the fact that their daughter Kayla appears to have murdered her best friend. And it's all about like how far will parents go to protect their child, and how many lives will they ruin in the process.
Yeah, right.
The acting is incredible.
Is it?
For a movie that I'd had heard nothing about until I saw it pop up on Amazon, I was like, okay, it's Blumhouse. They're usually pretty good. I've got Amazon Prime. Got an hour and a half to kill. Let's see what this is like. It was really good. Doesn't hit like the crazy, scary Halloween horror flick that you expect, but it's got a wild twist at the end, which I'm not going to spoil.
No, I'm just reading now about it. It was part of Black Box was part of that little quartet of films they released. This Welcome to the Blumhouse package.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go and check out the other 3 after seeing this one, because this one was cool.
Yeah. Are they all on Amazon Prime? So it's back on our little streaming debacle. Amazon Prime is one I do want to get.
Oh, dude, it's absolutely worth it at the moment.
I got an Amazon Prime button on me control me remote for me TV, so that I've got a little app on my TV already, so it's there ready for me. It's in my breadbasket.
Yesterday, I went and bought the new Google Chromecast, which has Google TV as a package, and it just has all these apps. So I've now got Netflix, Stan, Amazon, Disney, the WWE Network, Optus Sport. That Shudder has an app.
Yeah,
and it's just super easy. So I've just got all these apps now that I have access to, and just the new Google Chromecast is awesome. Nice. It's got a little remote control that you don't have to worry about, like with normal Chromecast where you flick it off your phone. This is just an app, remote, and the app's already all on the device itself. So,
what are they asking for one of them?
$99.
Yeah, right. I think I've seen it. I walked past them in the shop. They look pretty cool. They're like a tidy little unit.
Yeah, it's like basically Google's version of Apple TV, but way less expensive.
Yeah, Apple TV is crazy prices. Well, that's typical Apple though. Did you catch much of the iPhone review?
Yeah, I got up and watched. I didn't get up and watch it live, but I got up and watched it early Wednesday morning.
I'm not going to get one. I don't reckon, bro. I've got the 11. The 11's the best phone I've had.
Yeah, I think if you've got the 11, it's probably not worth upgrading, but I've got the XR. So for me, it was time for an upgrade. So I'm just getting the regular 12. I didn't see the need to go for the Pro that's ridiculously expensive just to get a somewhat slightly better camera. I'm a big fan of the redesign though.
Yeah, it's like the 5, like square, boxy.
Yeah, it goes back to sort of the original design style where it's more squared off. Very much like the new iPad Pros, which I have. Basically just my iPad Pro shrunk down.
Yeah, I don't really find the need for an iPad. What do you use it for?
Everything. It replaced my laptop.
Yeah, true. So I'm a big laptop guy. I always got my laptop on.
Yeah, well, I just like my laptop was slowly on its way out, so I just did some research and found out that the iPad Pro is essentially exactly the same.
Do you have a keyboard for it?
Yep. Got a keyboard, a mouse.
Yeah, that's all right, Because I'm just thinking, like, it's just a big phone.
Yeah, like I've just got Bluetooth mouse, keyboard, got the little like dongle things I can plug in USBs and whatnot into it. So that's how I just plug in my microphone and just run everything off the iPad. Then,
how big is it? Is it a big one?
I got the smaller ones. I think it's 11.2 inches.
That's pretty big. That's like the small MacBooks are like 13 inch, eh?
Yeah, so it's basically just a MacBook without the keyboard attached. It's super light. It's easy to take. Like I take it to work if I need to go into the office, and simple as. I need to upgrade and get the case that has the keyboard in it.
Ah, yes.
So I'm just going to get that for when I do actually have to travel, rather than lugging the separate Bluetooth keyboard.
Never thought of iPad. But yeah, since I've moved into my place and I've got like my TV, I watch everything. I used to watch everything on laptop, like Netflix, but now I've been watching everything on TV, like even YouTube. I just check my daily subscription updates on YouTube on my TV now, so I'm slowly using a laptop less, but it's still essential. Love it.
Yeah, like I was worried that I wouldn't be able to do everything I needed on the iPad, but if anything, I think I can do more. Like if I have to do any sort of photo editing for work, it's easy as. It's got the pencil, so I just use that to remove things from photos, add things to photos. Simple as.
Yeah, I don't do fancy stuff like that on the computer. I just do just browsing and unnecessary stuff. Time wasting stuff.
I got it pretty much just at the time I was thinking I would just be doing it for word processing, and I was like, there's no need for me to buy a top tier laptop for just word processing, and then iPad was cheaper, does everything.
Have you always been an Apple guy, or?
I have been for quite a few years now.
I've had it for a long time. I've got no time for Windows.
iMac, and then since then I've had the laptop, and then now the laptop died onto the iPad.
iMacs, I wonder when they're going to phase out. It can't be too much longer, surely.
I don't know.
Like, there'll obviously always be a market for desktop computers, but how much more time they're going to put in those? It feels like it's just everything's just portable these days.
Probably 90% of people just get the MacBook.
Pretty expensive too.
They're definitely more expensive than just going and you could go and build a top range PC for the same.
Yeah, they're a flash pretty good. Wasn't that new one that I remember seeing it had like the wheels for like $900 each. The Apple wheels.
I guess the Mac Pro or something.
Yeah, I think it was crazy.
Massive tower that's crazy expensive, doesn't come with a monitor.
Yeah. No, they know how to get us. They got one hand in our wallet at all times.
I just love having the iPad and the iPhone. Like everything just syncs. It's so simple.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like people who like using Windows, like what are you doing? Like Android, I would never use an Android brain ever.
I did for a little while, and I was like, nope, straight back to iPhone.
Just everything's so simple. Like watch as well. I'm like an Apple Watch user.
Yeah, same. Got the watch, the phone, iPad, and everything just syncs across the systems. It's perfect.
I never had Spotify originally, and just so my first streaming service was Apple Music, and I used that for a bit, and I got Spotify, and oh my god, Spotify is that much better. Apple Music stinks, man. Have you ever played around with it? It's like they've put no effort into it, and they're not even trying to compete with Spotify. It feels like it's just so mediocre.
No, I haven't used Apple Music. I had Spotify. I was like, I was going to give I think it's a 3-month trial of Apple Music. I was like, I'll give it a go and see how it goes. And then you saying that, I've seen Jackson post a few things about him switching over recently. And he's like, never going back there.
I've still got the subscription for some reason. I need to cancel it. But I've only kept it because they do exclusive content, like videos, like docos, and all the Zane Lowe Beats interviews are good. I like watching those, but I don't know if you can justify $10 a month just for those.
Yeah, it's like that new HomePod.
Yeah,
that they put out with the iPhone. That looks cool, but it doesn't have Spotify integration. So it's like, if I get one of those, that means I then have to have Apple Music, and from the sounds of it, Apple Music is not the way to go. So,
speaking of Zane Lowe interviews, see Kanye West reached out to Joe Rogan during the week. Wants to get on, and they're doing it. I think this Friday they're doing it.
Dude, that's going to be huge.
Oh man, it's going to break the internet. I think I've seen Kanye tweet something. He wants to do his own studio set design and everything in true Kanye fashion. I'm so game for it.
Yeah, that'll definitely be one to watch the video for rather than listen to the podcast.
Oh, it'd be iconic. Everything, every time he opens his mouth, it's just brilliant. On the back too, Kanye just released a new song, so typical little promo run for it too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it's called Nah Nah Nah. It's actually alright. I listened to it last night.
I know what I'm doing when I get off here. I'm going to go check that one out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I'm keen for that body.
The only other thing I watched this week is, because I was on that big horror movie binge, I was just watching anything that I could find. I watched on Netflix the movie #Alive.
Yes, I wanted to watch that. That is it in foreign language? Is it it's a Korean movie, isn't it?
Yes. I'm trying to remember if it had subtitles or if it was dubbed. I think it's subtitles. A Korean zombie movie about this.
Yeah, I watched the trailer. It looked out of control. Just bonkers.
The zombie design in it is wild. They look sketchy as. Yeah, they look proper terrifying. But it's about this Korean teenager he seems to, I think he's some sort of semi-famous streamer, just constantly posts stuff on the internet, and then the world goes to crap as this zombie plague spreads throughout Korea, and he gets stuck in his apartment building alone. He's stuck there for a few days and then realizes that across on the other side of the street car park area, there's another apartment building with another similar age teenager, and she's stuck there by herself as well. So they start communicating with signs, and then eventually they manage to get walkie-talkies across to each other, and they can actually talk to each other for a little while, and eventually they try and come up with this plan to get together, and because they think one of the floors on the building is totally clear of zombies.
Standard.
Turns out it's not. There's something way worse up there as well. And it's all it feels exactly like what would happen in a proper zombie apocalypse now. If someone was trapped, they'd be posting on their Facebook and Instagram, and this guy tweets out, don't know if he tweets out #alive or he tweets out something similar to that, a hashtag, and then that's how the government manages to find people. It just goes through this hashtag, and then they're just going off the geolocations that are embedded into those tweets and stuff, and they...
Oh, it seems all too real.
Yeah, it was cool for a random Korean zombie movie.
Yeah, well, the last random Korean movie did all right, didn't it?
Parasite, yeah. That was an incredible movie. That's a horror movie that's worth watching for Halloween.
There's another one too. I think it's called The Invitation. Have you seen that? It's on Netflix. I've been meaning to watch it for ages. Apparently, that's all right. It's a few years old. It might be. I think it's The Invitation.
Might have to check that one out.
Yeah. There's heaps to just rewatch, isn't there?
Yeah, that's what I was finding the hardest part about it. What horror Halloween type movies can I watch? And I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool.
Low key, Shaun of the Dead, bro. That's the classic. That's one of the greatest movies ever made. I think Shaun of the Dead.
That is a very good movie.
I always see it in lists though, like top 10, top 20 scariest movies of all time. And I don't see that. Like I've watched it when I was very young for the first time. Kind of scary. It's just hilarious.
I wouldn't, call it a scary movie. I'd say it's one of the best horror zombie movies, but it's not a scary movie.
It's so good, bro. It's so good. Yeah, I love it.
I'm planning to watch. There's a similar movie to that called The Dead Don't Die.
Yeah, right.
Which is another zombie.
Who's in it?
Comedy. Bill Murray. Adam Driver.
Is this new? Like, movies new?
Last year, 2019.
Remember, when you said Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, Adam Driver, Tilda Swinton, Steve Buscemi, Danny Glover, Iggy Pop, RZA, Selena Gomez. It's a stacked cast. So
that's hit and miss. That's hit and miss.
It's on Amazon at the moment, so I think I'm going to have to check that one out next week to round out my Halloween watching.
No, I want to rewatch the Blum remake of Halloween again for sure. I think I've only seen that once.
Yeah, I've definitely only seen it that one time we watched it.
That's great. And Get Out. So I'm going to watch Halloween and Get Out at me next too, I reckon, for sure. I love Get Out. Us. I probably wouldn't say Us again though. I didn't really like Us. They got a bit too political for me, and they sort of lost the point of the movie.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't as good as Get Out. So what is your top recommendation for the week?
You know what? I've just been thinking about it. I'm going to recommend a book this week because I've just read this book. I've been doing a lot of reading this year. I've just read this book. It is incredible. I've been telling anyone I can to read it. It's called Honeybee by Craig Silvey. It's an Australian novel. And it's just outstanding. I was captivated by it. Yeah, it's really like good story, good like love story, feel good story, like a good story about friendships and mental health. It's incredible, and like because it's Australian, so it just feel a lot more closer to it. The Honeybee by Craig Silvey. Everyone should read it if you're into books. That is.
Now I'm wishing I hadn't sent that off to a writer. We got sent that at work, and I passed it along to a different writer to cover.
Really? Oh no, yeah, it's very good. I enjoyed it. I've been trying to tell everyone to read it.
Nice. Okay, so Honeybee from Blake.
Yep. Where are you?
For me, I have to go with Spiral. It shocked me. Didn't expect it to be. Like, I was half expecting it to be a dud.
It was actually like good production too, and like good acting. I didn't recognise anyone in it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I think because it surprised me so much, it hit way harder than it should have, and like I said, similar to Get Out, absolutely worth a watch.
Yeah, very good. I back that. Yeah, well, I was gonna say the same, but I was like, no, I knew you would.
So yeah, thank you everyone for listening to the commentary booth. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. You can follow me on social media at JamieAppsMedia, and you can follow Blake over on Twitter at Captain Crumbs with a Z.
Thank you.
The commentary booth is a fan-funded production of Jamie Apps Media. You can support the podcast alongside our magazine Jam Zine over on Patreon at patreon.com/Jamie Apps Media. The following people supported at the Jam publisher level or higher, and you cannot fathom how incredibly appreciative we are for their support. Brian and June Hart, Courtney Paulson, Tracy Apps.